Hello Capricorn, and welcome to the Mystic Messenger Tarot. This is your reading for November 2018. Oh, let me get my notes here. Planetary happenings are many. There was a full moon on October 24th in Taurus, and Taurus is about values. And full moons really are like do-overs. So some of your core values may have been challenged or changing with this last full moon. The sun, of course, has moved into Scorpio, and Scorpio is about sex and passion and intensity and going deep. We've also got a number of planets retrograde. We have Venus retrograde in Libra, which will be moving into Scorpio at the end of the month again. Uranus is retrograde, and I believe that is in Taurus. So this is about, Uranus is the great liberator, and it's also about awareness, and it's about awareness beyond your ego. So it kind of rules that soul journey stuff, and awakenings and sudden and unpredictable events. With all that happening in November, Venus will be going direct into Scorpio. Mercury is in Scorpio. Jupiter is in Scorpio. And of course the sun is. So we've got some passion and some intensity, and also going very deep on our own spiritual journeys. It's kind of an individual deepness. Included in all of that fun stuff, there is coming up what I call a syzygy, when 3 or more planets line up in a direct line. It's called a syzygy. So that is a wonderful Scrabble word for anyone that is a Scrabble player. One of my favorite words. And it will be the sun lining up with the Earth and Venus. And it will... this alignment only happens every 584 days. So it's about reflections on relationships, and relationships of all level. Of course, Venus is about love and passion, and can also bring new love into your life. So it's time to let go of all that old baggage. I feel another one in here. Make room for the new. And Scorpio, of course, is about going deep. So it's about laying your burdens down that no longer work for you and making room for new and exciting things. So it's about pushing and expanding your ideals and values. And with those couple of planets diddling around in Taurus too, it really brings it home for our core base values. And water signs are about endings. And with 4 planets in Scorpio, there's bound to be some endings and new beginnings. Scorpio is about power through sex and merging and looking at the wounds and going deep, healing from the pain. So in order to truly love, we must let go. At the same time, the North Node is moving from Leo to Cancer, and Leo is kind of, is a fire sign, so there's lots of fiery stuff happening. But Cancer's going to slow it down a little bit for us, so that'll be good. On November 23rd, we will have the next full moon in Gemini. It'll be 0 degrees of Gemini, so it's about fresh starts, growth, and expansion. And with all these focus on relationships, it wouldn't surprise me, Capricorn, if that growth and expansion happens within your relationship space, or within everybody's relationship space. Could be even relationship to yourself. So let me find my space here, Capricorn. I'd like to welcome in all the planets, all the directions. What is above, so it is below. And this is a reading for Capricorn for the month of November, the year 2018. So let's see. I'm feeling like I need to shuffle a little bit more. Oh, all right. We'll let that pop out. Okay. So it does look like you are walking away from some things, Capricorn. Also feels like you may be protecting your heart, protecting yourself from something, someone. So I'm going to lay them all out here and then we'll get down to business. All right, some good stuff coming out of this frustrating time. Okay, new dreams and ideals maybe. A little bit of discord. Knight of Pentacles. So looking towards the future, maybe embracing some physical stuff, manifesting. Strength is here. It is right across from the challenge that you're having. So let's see what else is happening. Knight of Swords, cutting through the jive. Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, and Page of Cups. Okay, cups can be love, can be marriage invitations, can be your own love space. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So we have the Eight of Cups. So it does look like you had to walk away from something, someone, some situation that was not serving you. The cups are really very heavy in alignment here. So it may feel, to me, it feels like it is either a love relationship, could be a family member, your mom, your dad, your sister, your child. But it does look like you had to walk away from some situation that you were kind of invested in the beginning. It feels like in the beginning of the situation you were invested in it, but it does feel like you've had to walk away, that some angry words have been spoken, but that for your own growth and healing, it does look like you've had to walk away from that situation. And because you've had to walk away from that situation, it does feel like you are a little bit guarded. You're guarding your heart here. It does feel like the blindfold is here kind of lighting up for me. So cast off that blindfold and look at things as it truly is. Come out of the cave a little bit, Capricorn. It is time to do some resolution, some resolve around some of these miscommunications, and it does feel like angry words were spoken. So it does look like it's a little bit of cleanup time. Own what is yours, release what is not yours, and let go of any opinions that hinder you, anyone else's control or manipulations. But it does look like something kind of came to a head and you had to walk away from a situation. But yeah, you are very guarded, and it does feel like your heart was hurt a little bit, but it's time to pull off that blindfold, see what the world has to offer you. But it does look like you are healing from this situation, slowly but surely. But it also feels like you may have revisited it in the last week or so, try to make it better, and then realized, you know, this is kind of fruitless. It's time to walk away. This can be a friendship, an intimate husband, wife, life partner, boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing, or a very deep friendship. But it is something that hits you deep in the core of your heart. So I do not believe that it is a work situation. It is an interpersonal situation. So what is above you is the new beginnings, the sun kind of casting off the shackles of the jive that you've been dealing with. But it does look like you've been dealing with this for quite a while, and now there's a little bit more excitement in your space about the possibilities, and that you have a little bit more freedom now. So this may be a relationship that didn't work out, or it may be just upgrading the relationship, working out and really digging in, finding some neutrality, and really compromising. So, but there has been a shift in a relationship space. But the new beginnings stuff is here, and the sun is, you know, it's the baby, it's the beginning of things. So there's a little bit more excitement and exuberance versus kind of the fear that was holding you back from making some of those changes. You know, when we sit and wait for something to be better, when its spirit is showing us it's just getting worse and worse, it's time to just take the bull by the horns and walk into your future. Sometimes having to leave all behind is better for you, and this is what it feels like. So but it does feel like you have some enthusiasm back. You are healing yourself. You're kind of releasing some, it does look like some behaviors from the past that haven't served you within relationship space. What is in the distant past, or near past, excuse me, is the 10. So, and this is kind of like the family redoing your ideals, your values, your core values, kind of expanding your awareness to include other things that maybe you have not even taken into consideration. But you've kind of opened your world a little bit more to new choices, new views, new places, and it does feel like there's some motion in your life now, whereas it was a little stagnant trying to fix something that was almost irreparable, I want to say. But it does feel like you are on the mend. You're starting to heal yourself. You've released some of those spiritual agreements that are kind of out of date, whether they were family agreements, legacy agreements. You know, oh, I promised mom that I would take care of my little sister all of her life, but little sister has been draining you dry of emotions and money and everything. So it does look like you have gotten more clarity about what works for you, setting up some boundaries that are a little bit more manageable for you, and being a little more fluid in your own life as to what is happening in the future. So it does feel like you've opened things up a little bit more, that you're finding your smile, dear Capricorn. Okay, what is in the present time? This is the 7 of Cups. It is upside down. Cups are emotions. This can be our dreams and desires. It is upside down, so it does feel like an ideal or a dream or a value that you held very dear to your heart kind of was disappointing to you. So you've had to really take a look at it honestly, cast off this blindfold and take a look at it honestly. This can be the bucket list card. This things have changed so drastically in your life in such a short time, Capricorn, that your hopes, dreams, and desires must change with that new growth. So it does look like you're looking at changing some things. It is upside down, so it does feel like you're still in the thought process of it, that you haven't really actually manifested it and moved it into the physical world yet. Here is the 5 of Swords. You know, the swords are very cutting. They can be nitpicky. The 5 is usually some kind of challenge that's in your space. It is in the future position, so there may be one more discussion that's happening with this main focus that feels a little nasty and undermining, and you may have to walk away from that situation. There's 2 kind of walk away cards right next to them. So if you're just going around and around in kind of this verbal banter, battle, and name calling, you know, just kind of jive at each other, that is not working and will not facilitate growth. It will only facilitate more war and anger. So step out of that. Do not engage in it if you are not facilitating it. And if you are facilitating it, walk away from that. It is not the right avenue. But it does look like from a situation where people had expectations of you, we were giving all the time, and it doesn't feel like there is any recognition for what you had done. So you did have to walk away, and you had to choose you. And that's a wonderful thing, Capricorn. So there may be a little bit more of that before it comes to an end. This part looks like it's more growth. The Knight of Pentacles is here. He's facing the future. Knights, you know, they like to shake things up. They can also be very protective. This can be a person. It may be even you. You are a earth sign. So this can be a Taurus, Virgo, or Taurus, Virgo, or you, Capricorn. But I'm feeling it's more of a situation, taking the high roads and don't forgetting the commitments that you have made to yourself. It does look like you have put other people's desires, passions, and demands, needs in front of your own, and that has not been working. So now it's like you get to recreate you, is what I'm feeling. You get a new framework. You get to reframe your life. It does require some strength. There is maybe some physical movement here. So you may be looking either new house, new job, new situation. If it is a relationship that has released and you have gone on your way, this may be finding a new home to stay in. Strength is required to do the hard work here. You are on your path, your karmic path. This infinity sign is lighting up. So it does feel like with this kind of mucky stuff that you've gone through, you have now made your hopes, wishes, and dreams, desires a priority over other people's demands and maybe their laziness, shall I say. But it did require strength. It requires strength and compassion to speak your truth and to be as loyal to yourself as you are to others. So it's a new form of self-love for you, Capricorn, putting your needs and desires in front of other people's chaos and drama. So the Knight of Swords is here. He is facing the past. There is a number of swords here. So make sure when you have discussions, those difficult discussions, that you are in integrity, Capricorn. No mudslinging, no name calling. And it does look like you have made the decision to walk away from a certain situation. That it no longer serves you. So make sure you don't get back into the fight over petty stuff. This King of Swords can be, you know, slashing and not really paying attention to the big picture. So it's just kind of a general warning not to get back into that tumultuous kind of mudslinging place that does not serve you or anyone else. The Seven of Swords is here. This is fear of theft. It can be betrayal. It can be someone lying to you. But it does feel like you have discovered some information that was not accurate, that you were trying to be deceived by someone, and you kind of blew it out of the water. You know, the truth will set you free. If it is in a relationship where someone was being deceitful, you're just going to have to walk away and let go. The more you dig to find the truth of the matter, the more it's probably going to hurt your heart. So you got enough information that you need to move forward into your greatness, Capricorn. You don't need to dig further to unfurl the lies. Just trust that there was deceit there and move into your greatness. Sometimes just digging up more and more and more really just hurts you and retards your growth, really. And you're right on the precipice of growing into your greatness, The Queen of Swords is here. She feels, this does feel like a person. This is an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This may be someone who facilitated this deception is the word that's coming to me. So this may be a betrayal by a friend. It does feel female in nature, but I don't like to dictate gender. This can be a male. Queens usually are someone of great wisdom or someone over 40 if they are emotionally a little less than their biological age. But this does not feel like a friend. This feels like a foe and someone who uses manipulation to get what they want. So it does feel like you're taking a look at this relationship and that it really doesn't serve you much anymore. The Page of Cups is here. Pages are messages. Cups usually are positive about love, marriage, engagement. It can be take an emotional risk, but it is right next to kind of these crappy cards here, so it really feels like you were betrayed by someone that you love. This can be in the love, intimacy, sexual arena, although I don't see the heart betrayal here, but it could be a friend that was very manipulative or sneaky and had something to do with the situation. But it does feel like you're moving up and out with every bit of information that you have gotten that validated your feelings and validated your intuition, that you've been able to move forward and heal from it. So it doesn't look like you have to fact find anymore. You have all the facts you need, Capricorn, to move into your greatness. So take a chance. I'm surprised the Fool card isn't here. Declutter. Well, that's kind of telling, isn't it? We could all take a page out of that book. So I'm going to throw these angels and abundance cards. So get a little clarity over this. So the declutter. And the declutter actually is feeling like people more than things. Of course, it can be on the physical level, but it feels like relationships, people that are not serving you, where you're compromising, or your boundaries aren't clear. So it does feel like making you an important person. So let's read what this says. You'll feel better and more focused if you take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Donate what you can to help others who may need your items. Be sure to keep your schedule uncluttered as well. So I do think this is physical as well as spiritual and emotional. So I do think this is validating. That's exactly what you're doing. You're decluttering your world, Capricorn. So keep up the good work. A raise or promotion, congratulations, and increase in abundance flow awaits you. This is the result of your positive force and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. So it's more of the same, opening up your heart, releasing the legacy habits that don't work for you anymore, calling people on their caca, and setting clear boundaries. This all contributes to you raising your abundance and to opening up to your heart for the flow of abundance. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's money. It could be friends. It could be just living a more joyful existence. So sweet Capricorn, that is your reading for the month of November. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like a personal reading with me, I can be reached on mysticmessenger.net. Thanks so much for joining me. And in the meantime, live life gently, but with fire. Namaste.